the album really feels like like our band at its core, and I think Teenagers is probably the best representative of the album as a whole. So I'm really excited that that's the song that we're kind of announcing the album with. We started this song, man, we I think made the first version of the song actually about a year ago this time. Um, Last summer we were still in the early stages of like just making music together as a band. It was just the four of us in a room, which we haven't done in a really long time for a song, even in past records. So we made this song. We kind of just like sat around with it for a while. Um, Thought about putting it out at the end of last year, but then ultimately thought that Back Together, just kind of an acoustic song going into the holidays, would be a more appropriate fit. And then honestly, like a blessing about sitting with it for a long time, for 6 months, 9 months, is that kind of from zooming out, kind of recognize that I think the song would just be really wonderful if it also had another perspective on it and another voice. And we were rattling around names, and Jess, our drummer, was like, what about Chrissy? And we were all just like, yeah, will she do it? And Jess sent us a screenshot, and Chrissy is here now. So we're very grateful to have her. I think even just the concept of the song, just kind of looking back at like, I remember when we wrote the song, we were having conversations about what it was like being a band 15 years ago and like our personal lives back then. And just to have that other sort of point of view on the song is really wonderful.
I think Jess actually, in like her Instagram carousel, posted the screenshot of when I first heard the track. I was like, I'm already in the studio. I'm here. I'm done. I'm ready. Like, she sent it to me, and, you know, she was so nice. It's always hard sharing your work with your friends. And I think it's actually more difficult to ask your friends to be on your songs than strangers, because, you know, your friends don't want to say no to you. So Jess was kind of like, hey, like, no pressure. Here's this song. Like, I don't know. And I was like, dude, fuck yeah. I was like, this song slaps. And also, I love Jess, and now everyone else in Somerset, now that I've gotten to hang. And I was so excited to be a part of it. So yeah. I recorded in person in LA, and luckily, you know, things have kind of started going back to in person a little bit more. I think it was before I left for the Europe tour, I think.
Before you left for the Europe tour, because we shot the music video. Spoiler,
yeah,
we shot a music video. It's not out yet, but we shot the video, I think, right before you were going to the Europe tour, because there was we were originally going to put this out. We first talked about putting it out maybe back in April, and so there was just some back and forth, so we pushed it a little bit. So yeah, but yeah, you would have came by and recorded the vocal in like February or March, maybe.
Yeah, it was early.
And then we got the video before you left for the Europe tour. The music video is mostly just Chrissy and I, and then the band just like rocking out in a silhouette the whole time.
Yeah, it was super fun.
It's very there's no narrative. It's just a lot of visual. That'll come out, I think, in a week. Well, I don't know when this technically will air, so maybe it'll be out by the time this is out. But the video is really cool. Really excited about the video.
Yeah, it looks really beautiful. It's like such a great accompaniment to the song.
So I should back up and say we're putting out a new album. It's called Blossom, but we're putting it out in two parts. So like part one will come out in September. Part two will come out probably the beginning of next year. Wanted to try it, thought it'd be an interesting way to continue to make a few more songs while we wanted to, but also in this sort of streaming age, keep the conversation going for a little longer than just putting an album out and letting it go away. So part one will come out in September. It's called Blossom. And Teenagers is kind of, I think, fits right in the middle of the pack. It's a pop song, but it's also like, we were listening to the context of all these songs, and it was also like, well, this might be the most rock album we've made since our first one. We haven't really made an album with like heavy, with like guitars like that in a long time, and like drums that sound like that. So the album really feels like our band at its core. And I think Teenagers is probably the best representative of the album as a whole. So I'm really excited that that's the song that we're kind of announcing the album with.